When I'm having company stay this time of year, I like to have a homemade breakfast ready to go that's super simple. That way I can spend more time with my guests. My solution is a berry breakfast bake with a mason jar blackberry maple syrup. It's so delicious, you're gonna love it. Okay, so here's what you're gonna do. Get a 9 by 13 inch baking dish and spray it lightly with nonstick cooking spray. And then what I did is cubed up a French bread loaf. Okay, so we've got that and we're gonna let it hang out while we get our custard mixture together. So in this bowl, I have 6 egg whites and then 4 eggs. Okay, so next we add 1 3/4 cup of vanilla almond milk. So then we're gonna whisk in a tablespoon of honey, then a teaspoon of vanilla, pure vanilla extract, then about a teaspoon too of cinnamon. So that's just 1, 1, and 1. 1 tablespoon honey, a teaspoon vanilla, and a teaspoon cinnamon. And then I like to add a little salt. Now this isn't gonna make it taste salty. What salt does is it just brings out the flavor of every element in the dish. So that's a really important point. Don't skip the salt. Okay, so whisk that together, and now we're gonna pour it over our bread cubes. And you can adjust this recipe depending on how many people you are feeding. And then I kind of take the whisk and press it all down in. So we just cover it with Reynolds wrap. And then into the refrigerator it goes, and it'll be waiting for us in the morning. Good morning. Our berry breakfast bake has been setting in the fridge overnight, which means we can take it straight out of the fridge and pop it right in the oven. That's the best part about this recipe. Just leave the Reynolds wrap on. This is the first thing I like to do after I make a really large pot of coffee. And I already preheated the oven to 350 degrees. So we'll let the bake sit in there for 30 minutes, and then after that, we're gonna top it with some fresh berries and some brown sugar. Now that our berry bake's out of the oven, it's time for the fun part. So I like to take a full container of mixed berries from the fresh cut section, straight from the container right on to the French bread that's already been toasted. Then we're gonna put it back in for another 20 minutes. That way it gives a chance for all the berries to get hot and the top to get toasted. Then the final thing we do is sprinkle on a little brown sugar natural butter spread crumble on top. All right, now we don't put any more top on it. It just goes right back into the oven just like this. So just a minute before our breakfast bake comes out of the oven, I like to make what I call a mason jar maple syrup to go with it. I just take about a handful of fresh blackberries, take a fork and just smash them. And the berries are gonna add a little bit of a tart flavor to the maple syrup. So then you just pour in about a cup or a little bit more straight into the mason jar. And then I like to put it in the microwave for about a minute. That way it gets all hot and it's ready to go with our berry breakfast bake. Take a look at this. Doesn't it look delicious? The final thing I like to do is just dust it with a little bit of powdered sugar. Oh, this looks amazing. Okay, let's serve it up. Oh, look at this. So beautiful. That's what I love about this recipe. It's gorgeous. And then we're gonna drizzle on some of that mason jar maple syrup on top. It's been warmed, looks delicious. All right, there you have it. This is one of my family's favorite traditions, and I hope it becomes a whole new tradition for your family as well. For this recipe and many more, visit shaw's.com.